good morning everyone. Welcome to day 15 of the Forks Over Knives challenge. So it's about 4 o'clock and I have actually been extremely busy already this morning because yesterday I decided to totally not exercise because I just didn't feel like it at all. I got up this morning and there was no jogging involved. I tried to speed walk as best as I could on the treadmill for like 40 minutes, which was plenty. I was plenty well done. When those floaty things come across the camera, I kind of wonder whether they're a cute little bug, whether they're like just floaty stuff, whatever. Anyways, so I exercised this morning and then went and took a shower, got myself ready, and I'm down here ready to make some food. But I am going to exercise tonight. I just figured I kind of needed to make up a little bit and start my day out right with feeling good with some endorphins going or whatever it is that happens when you exercise. So there you go. It's cold out. Even by Texas standards, it's chilly. I mean, I would consider this even by northern standards chilly. 36 is close to freezing. It's chilly. So we're making chili. That's what sounds good to me today. So let me show you guys this recipe so that if you want to make it, you can. This is, again, another Juliana Haver. I'm not actually sure how to say her last name. I apologize for that if I say it completely wrong. Maybe if I say it in enough different ways, you guys will be like, oh yeah, that's the right way. Anyways, I am really looking forward to making this recipe. I am not making it 100% like she has the recipe written, but very close. So it calls for onions, celery, carrots, peppers. I have those things for sure. I've got onions, celery, carrots, peppers. Very good. Good for me. Oh, I forgot to get the garlic out. I need to get out some garlic. So where I kind of start going off-roading a little bit here is that I'm going to put a bag of diced frozen cauliflower in there. I'm also at the end going to throw in, this is all that I have left, but the rest of the spinach that I have left in this bag. There's no, I mean, I could put some kale in there. That would be just fine too. But I just want there to be even just a tiny little bit of green in there that makes me feel good about the fact that I had a little teeny tiny little bit of greens in my food. So here is the other thing. So onions, it calls for white onions, but I had half of a red onion. That's a huge onion, so I'm just using that. It calls for more celery than this, but my husband hates celery. So if I expect him to eat it, I put less in there than what it would call for. A whole bunch of fire roasted corn. I get that from Trader Joe's. It's frozen still, obviously, but I really like this frozen corn. It's really got a lot of flavor. And then my carrots are the little baby carrots that are all the different colors. So that's what I'm using for vegetables, along with, like I said, the cauliflower and the spinach. But it also calls for some kidney beans, which I don't have kidney beans, but I have tri-blend beans. That's got to be good enough. Camera's wiggling all over, sorry. It calls for some tomatoes. Well, actually it calls for quite a bit of tomatoes, but I'm going to use a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. I'm really excited about this. No salt added on those. I'll rinse these beans off really well before I put that in there because I don't need the sodium from that. And then the same thing goes with the lentils. You're supposed to use real lentils. You're supposed to cook this for like 45 minutes. I don't have the time for that. I need to leave for work on time. So I'm using a can of lentils, which I will also rinse and drain so that there's not a whole bunch of sodium in there. Because I'm going to have sodium in the low sodium veggie broth anyway. So I just don't need to add the extra sodium. So chili powder, cumin. So it's 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika. I am doing those things. So chili powder we buy in bulk at Sprouts. Got some smoked paprika and cumin. And I will actually go ahead and use the amount of cumin that it calls for. It calls for 1 teaspoon. I'll use the whole teaspoon of cumin because this is going to be a big pot of soup. And then the other things that it calls for are 1/2 teaspoon of chipotle powder, which I do have, and 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which I do not have. I'm not going to add either of those. I just don't feel the need for the heat. I'm going to take the chipotle powder with me because I'm going to take a bowl of this for my technician for lunch. So she might want to put that in there. I know she likes things a little bit spicy, so we'll do that. And then for the broth, I'm going to use this Better Than Bouillon no veggie base one. It's a seasoned vegetable one, but it's the low sodium one and it has no oil in it. So that's it. I'm going to go put this together in a pan. As far as directions go, it tells you to put the onions, carrots, celery, bell peppers, garlic, and a cup of veggie stock in a large pot and cook it for about 5 to 7 minutes. Add your spices, mix that really well, then add the rest of your ingredients and let it simmer for 45 minutes. It does say you could put lime, salt, pepper, all that good stuff at the end to taste. I'm going to skip out on those things. It doesn't need salt for sure, and I don't need putting pepper in there. It'll be fine. If my husband wants to, that's great. So this recipe would go really, really well with some of those whole grain corn muffins that I made a little bit ago. I don't have any left. I took some of them with me to work. My husband ate some of them. I ate some of them. They were very good. But that would be really, really good. That'd be very tasty. And then if you guys aren't oil-free, you could use some corn chips. I know that Trader Joe's, the ones that my husband really likes, are from Trader Joe's, and they're super low in sodium, like super, super low in sodium, shockingly low in sodium, considering that they're normal corn chip, they're cooked with oil and stuff, so I don't know. Anywho, I'm going to go get some food put together, and I'll be back with you guys to show it to you in just a few minutes. Well, when it's done. All right, guys, so my husband makes vegan sour cream for the boys, and so I put a little dollop on top of mine, and a little bit of nooch on there, and some scallions. And that is my lentil chili. So one thing that I did do before, off camera, before when it was cooking, was I put another can of beans in there. It really looked to me like it didn't have quite enough beans in it, so I added another can of the beans. So I haven't tried this yet. It's very hot. It's been boiling. It's very good. I like the flavors. I could totally see why somebody who likes spice would want to put something in there like the chipotle pepper or the cayenne pepper or some jalapenos or something along those lines. I totally get it. For me, it's perfect. Like, wonderful flavor. That's really, really good, actually. So I am super excited. I'm going to take some for lunch, which actually turns into be breakfast and lunch at the same time, because I usually will eat like at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is what you do when you get up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, and then I'll have this in the afternoon for food as well. And then if I get home and I'm hungry, I'll eat something tonight. But anyways, I'll see you guys later for some exercise. Alrighty, guys, I am home from work. So I am super, super excited about this recipe, to tell you about this. My husband had it and said it was awesome. I took some from my technician and she said it was awesome. So this is a highly, highly recommended lentil chili recipe. Sounds really good. So anyways, my house still smells wonderful. Like Anthony warmed it up, and he and Connor had that for supper, and it still smells super, super yummy in here. So anyways, I need to exercise. I need to hang out with my kids, and I need to go to bed early because I've been up for a very long time. How long? 18-ish hours, 17 hours, something like that. Anyways, that's it for me for today, guys. I will see you guys again in the morning.